The return. Time is fluid. It ebbs and flows, adapting to the blink of an eye as easily as it does to eternity. Eons pass, events become legend, legend becomes myth, and myth fades away over the never-ending march of years. In an age long forgotten, there existed a great civilization on a continent called Pangaea. This peaceful, educated civilization was known as Atlantis. Great cities and monuments were evidence of the success of the people. Wise men of Atlantis, which was the center of knowledge, had conquered mathematics, science, and the arts. All that remained an enigma were the stars in the night sky. Scholars studied, contemplated, and determined that the stars must be gods, and the realm in which they existed must be heaven. On the evening of one winter solstice, watchers of the night sky observed a new star that seemed to be growing larger and brighter. Wise men gathered, debated, and declared the eastern star must be God who comes down from the heavens to touch the earth and bestow his blessings on Atlantis. There were a very few who insisted that the star was Lucifer, Prince of the Dawn, Lord of the Morning, a harbinger of doom. Those few were disparaged, laughed at, and ignored. The star approached. Excitement and celebration grew as it appeared larger. Then joy turned to terror as the great iron-cored meteor entered into the Earth's atmosphere, screaming like 1,000 madly discordant trumpets. It was dead in the center of Pangaea and turned Atlantis into a seething lake of fire. The impact was so great that the Earth's mantle cracked like a broken egg. The mega-continent broke apart, and a tsunami hundreds of feet deep inundated the world. Nearly all life was extinguished. Life, though, is resilient. Very few humans escaped the cataclysm. Desperate survivors were scattered on the broken, drifting portions of the destroyed continent. This story is of a pair such whom we shall call Adam and Eve. They fled the conflagration and finally found a safe place to rebuild their home and begin the repopulation of the world. Much learning was lost, and science was no more. But Adam and Eve were determined to leave a warning for the generations to follow. Fear God and prepare for the day of his return. The star in the eastern sky is a sign never to be forgotten. Those who would forget are doomed. For God shall come again with the sound of trumpets to destroy unbelievers in the lake of fire and great flood. Years went by, and the warning was added to by wise men, kings, and prophets. Miracles, coincidence, and events beyond understanding became dogma and were incorporated into the warning. Ancient legends and arbitrary laws were combined to create holy books. The warning was saved by survivors of the ancient destruction in many ways. It was enshrined in the architecture and writings of different civilizations which sprang up all over the planet. Even so, the warning lost its original message to myth, fable, and the turning of days. Ages passed, and one day, on the winter solstice, one came into the world, heralded by the eastern star. Blessed with divine insight concerning the ancient texts, he taught that the fear of God was the most important thing, followed by loving one's neighbor. He preached against religious zealots, pointing out their hypocrisy. He showed how those who were in charge used religious beliefs to control the population. He prophesied and told how days would end. He was killed for the truth he told, but his message could not be erased by those in power, so it was forced into the stricture of their religion. The warning was dimmed to near obscurity. Millennia passed as wise men and politicians arranged history and theology to suit their narrative. Civilizations once separated grew, and wars sprang up where ideology clashed. Dark ages came and went. Knowledge and technology returned. Once again the arts and sciences flourished. Great civilizations built cities and monuments in evidence of the people's success. Even the mystery of the stars was claimed to be solved. The warning was declared to be nothing more than misguided myth. Then, in the next age, or perhaps an age long past, on the winter solstice, astronomers discovered a meteor on collision course with the Earth. It appeared as a great star in the eastern sky. Amid the cries of panic, there were a very few, disparaged and mocked for their beliefs, who remembered what remained of the ancient warning. They proclaimed the approaching apocalypse was God returning to touch the earth and bestow blessings upon his believers. Time is fluid. It ebbs and flows, adapting to the blink of an eye as easily as it does to eternity. The great meteor named New Jerusalem entered the atmosphere screaming like 1,000 madly discordant trumpets.